What is going on, you guys? This is Nathan. Welcome to the OTTR show. It's been a while. I was going to put up a WrestleMania review a couple weeks ago, but I've been busy with work and everything, so it kind of just didn't happen. But today, I am going to open this with a bang and talk about something that I really think needs to be discussed. I mean, a lot of people have done videos like this, but I haven't had a chance to. So here we go. My video today is about one of the people in wrestling who, for some reason, is still being talked about to this day, even though the guy hasn't done anything at all in the past 15 years. The man is, obviously, I'm talking about is Jim Cornette. And he has two podcasts. I mean, I listened to two of them. I don't agree with everything he says because I do think he is an out-of-touch old man who just doesn't fucking get it. And the wrestling industry has clearly passed him by and he can't take it. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And I understand that a lot of people out there look at Jim Cornette and view his opinions as valid because, let's be real here, the guy has lots of credentials. He has been able to view the wrestling business from several different points of view, whether it's being a manager for a tag team like the Midnight Express, being a booker for both WWF, he was with WCW, TNA, ROH, hell, even running his own promotion like Smoky Mountain Wrestling and being in charge of OVW. There's a lot of things that this guy has done in the wrestling industry. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have people like John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, all those people like the OVW class of 2002. But here's the thing about him, he has been in so many different companies and he couldn't ever stay in one spot. But for some reason, it's never his fault. He always seems to think that everybody else is the problem, but not him. I don't understand that. You've been in all those companies I just listed. And yet you think that it's always everybody else's fault. When it comes to TNA, he blames Vince Russo. He blames Dixie Carter. And look, I'm not trying to sit here and say that the TNA booking is absolutely perfect because it's not. But the thing is, Jim, you were involved with the TNA booking process. So, but of course, he's not going to take responsibility for any of the dumb shit that he's been a part of. Because he's always saying how the writing for Raw before the Attitude Era was just at I think 1995. Yeah, he said it was absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, Jim, but who was on the booking team then? Oh, that's right, it was you. And then they'll be like, "Oh no, it was Vince." No, it was still you. Yes, Vince had the final say, but it was still a lot of your ideas, Jim. So, yeah, you can blame Vince all you want, but it's still a lot of the shit that you had to do with. And then on top of that, when he was in ROH, he was constantly trashing Sinclair. Because I know a lot of Ring of Honor fans were actually excited when he came to Ring of Honor. They're like, "Oh, he's got all the answers. He's going to fix ROH." Clearly, he doesn't have all the right answers because I don't understand that. Why do all these people who follow him think that he has all the answers? Because he clearly doesn't. I mean, I'm sorry. How's Smoky Mountain Wrestling doing these days? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's gone. So, yeah, he clearly doesn't have the answers and isn't as great of a person as he thinks he is when it comes to that. Plus, he hasn't been relevant since, the 80s or whatever. That's why he's always fucking crying about how everything used to be so much better. Because that's all he has. All he has is the past. Hell, he still fucking salivates and longs for the Jim Crockett promotion, fucking Jim Crockett NWA territory days. That was the greatest thing ever. like I listen to his podcast all the time, and I go, okay, yes, I do listen to his podcast because he's funny. Like, he has a lot of funny things to say. Like, I like the Dairy Queen incident that he was in. That was pretty funny, but I don't agree with everything he says. But the thing is like, when he's making his podcast, he's always saying, "Oh, back in the territories, it's not the fucking territories anymore, Jim. Fucking get over it." Jesus Christ. Like, yes, I'm sure back in the day that everybody loved the territories and everything, but did you honestly think that that was going to last forever? Did you really think that it was never going to change? Like, he's always complaining about all these different stuff. Like, he's always complaining about how today's wrestling does comedy sketches and like comedy stuff. I'm sorry, isn't this the same guy who wrestled a guy in a Ninja Turtle costume? Oh yeah, he was even called out on that. And he's like, "Oh, well, it was for the kids. It was for the kids." It doesn't matter, Jim. You still fucking did it. It doesn't matter if there was kids in the audience or not. So so let me get this straight. You think that people today who do, okay, look, I am not defending today's wrestling because a lot of it is garbage. I will agree on that. But it's awfully hypocritical to sit here and say that people are doing comedy stuff, yet you did it back when you were still a manager in whatever fucking territory that you jack yourself off to. But yeah, and then on top of that, he is so incredibly out of touch. Like the other day, I was listening to his podcast, and he was complaining because WrestleMania wasn't on pay-per-view. I'm like, Jim, he's like, "Oh, I have to use Peacock. I can't get WrestleMania on pay-per-view." I'm like, Jim, wrestling hasn't been on pay-per-view since 2014, you dumb fuck. They had back in 2014 was when the WWE Network first debuted. Like, why are you complaining about this? Peacock is cheaper anyway. Like, you stupid fuck. Pay-per-views haven't been like WWE hasn't been on pay-per-view since 2014. Where the fuck have you been? Like, and I don't understand why you're complaining about using Peacock anyway. It's like, what, $15 a month? Something like that? Does it bug you that much? He's like, "Oh, I can't use pay-per-view." I'm like, who cares? Pay-per-views, so you want to pay more for WrestleMania when you could just pay $15 to watch it on Peacock? Oh my God, this man, I swear to God. I decided to make this video because this guy's just been pissing me off for the past couple weeks or whatever. And then on another thing, back to the whole his little rivalry with Vince Russo, is a couple years ago, he literally wanted to fight Vince over some shit that happened 20 years ago. Like, how pathetic is that? Like, Jim, you're in your 60s now and you want to fight somebody over wrestling, but yet you call other people marks? Yet you want to meet this guy and fight him over shit that happened 20 years ago? Like, are you really that much of a fucking child that you want to do this? Plus, I've actually watched Vince Russo's video a while ago talking about his opinion on Jim Cornette. Now, don't get me wrong, Vince Russo is a fucking idiot, and a lot of shit he did in the wrestling industry was horrible. But here's the thing. He actually came forward and said, "Hey, listen, I'm too old for this shit. I honestly don't care what he says about me." Like, I gotta give him credit. The guy, is at least trying to take the high road, but yeah, he's still an idiot. But yeah, I just don't understand what his issue is with everything. Like, all he does is complain. All he does is fucking bitch about how everything used to be. He talks about how great everything was in the territory days. I'm like, Jim, this is not the 80s anymore. Fucking get over the goddamn territories. If the territories were so great as you say they are and they were so popular, then why are they not around anymore? Huh? Oh, yeah. And I keep hearing people saying, "Oh, well, Vince is the reason why the territories aren't out of age. People like Jerry Jarrett and Bill Watts just didn't have the money to do this." And I'm like, and Vince bought them out and everything, and they closed, or they all became, or Jim Crockett Promotions became WCW. I'm sorry, but what exactly is wrong with that? Because WCW, as much as they were terrible towards the end, they are the only people who actually beat Vince McMahon for like a year. They beat Vince McMahon for over a year in ratings. So yeah, I don't get this. And don't even get me started on his politics. He's an idiot. Like, sometimes he talks about politics and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't, that's a whole nother subject itself, and I really don't feel like getting into that. I just thought about telling you about his wrestling opinions. Like, I'll admit that he is he definitely knows his stuff when it comes to like wrestling history and everything. That I'll give him that. It's just the fact that this guy has clearly been passed, but like the wrestling industry has passed him by. He can't handle it, and so he's basically trying to grasp onto relevancy by basically talking about bullshit from the past. And that's why he salivates to the territory so much, because that was the last time he was actually relevant. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And I could be wrong about all this stuff. You'll certainly let me know if I am. But this is just my opinion. You can tell me whatever you want in the comment section down below. But thank you for watching this, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I'm sure Kevin might have a video in the future for you. I was going to review WrestleMania. I might still do that. I think they got another show coming up here soon, Backlash. I'll probably review that. But until next time, have a nice day, guys, and yeah, peace out.